Hey everyone, today we are going to dive deep into one of the most important algorithms in machine learning, decision tree. Some of the most powerful and widely used models today, like Random Forest and XGBoost, are built right on top of decision trees. So if you really understand how decision trees work, you unlock a huge portion of modern ML. Here's what we will cover in today's video. We will start trees as a data structure that understand decision tree terminology, understand entropy and information gain, and see how splitting works, and then finally walk through an actual decision tree algorithm to build a classifier of a cat. Also, decision tree is a vast topic, so I'll be doing a follow-up video where we will cover advanced topic like continuous feature, regression trees, and build everything from scratch. Before we jump in, let's answer a basic question you could have. What is a tree? In programming and machine learning, a tree is a nonlinear, hierarchical data structure made up of nodes, edges, parent-child relationships. Okay, that sounds a bit scary. Let's break it down. Think of a family tree you might have drawn in a school. The top person is root, the people directly below are children, and one at the very bottom are leaves. In a decision tree, root node is where everything starts. Internal node is a node that makes a decision, and leaf node is the node that gives the final answer. And nonlinear just means the data doesn't flow in a straight line like a queue or an array. It branches out, just like a real tree. In decision tree, we start with one feature as a root node and then keep splitting data based on some set of rules until we reach a final answer. Stick with me, soon we will walk through a cat detection example to see exactly how this works. But first, we need to cover a couple of key concepts. First, let's start with entropy. Entropy means impurity or uncertainty in a set of data. It is often written as h of p and is calculated with this formula. Here, p is the probability of one class, say cat, in current set of examples. Let's look at two quick examples. If you have 5 dogs and 0 cats, then p is equal to 0 upon 5, which is equal to 0. Plug that in and you get h of 0 is 0. That means no impurity because there are no cats at all. If you have 3 cats and 3 dogs, then p is 0.5 and h of 0.5 is 1. That means the maximum impurity. Following up on second concept, how do we decide which feature to split on? We often have multiple features like whiskers length, face shape, ear shape, nose type, etc. So how do we choose the best one? That's where information gain comes in. Information gain tells us how much a split reduces the overall entropy, and mathematically it is written as where p root is probability of cat in parent node, p left and p right is probability of cat in left and right child, w left and w right are fraction of sample going to left and right child respectively, and h is entropy. We choose the feature that gives the highest information gain because it creates the purest child nodes. To make this concrete, look at three small trees on your screen. Each tree uses a different feature as root, ear shape, face shape, and whiskers. After calculating entropy and the information gain for each, we get values like 0.28, 0.03, and 0.12. The highest is 0.28, so we will pick tree 1, ear shape, as the first split. Now let's put all this together and build a cat classifier. On screen, you see a small dataset with three features. Let's call them x1, x2, x3 and a label y. We could pick any features as root, but to build a good tree, we will use the information gain to find the best one. I have pre-computed three possible root split with one as ear shape, one as face shape, and one as whisker. The highest information gain was in ear shape, so we choose it as root. Now we repeat the process. On left child node, we have two remaining features we could split on. We compute information gain for each. Say we get 0.20 for one feature and 0.05 for another. We will pick the one with higher gain. We repeat the same process for right nodes as well. But when do we stop splitting? We stop when a node is pure, meaning all samples in it belong to a same class, all cats or all non-cats. Other stopping condition you might say including reaching a maximum depth or having a too few sample in each node. By the way, this process of splitting the nodes again and again based on information gain is called recursive splitting. One thing to note, the feature used on the left and right branches don't have to be different. You can split on the same features again later if it helps. Now let's code everything we have learned. Let's start by inputting the required modules. For this project, we will use pandas for data handling, NumPy for numerical operation, and scikit-learn for building a machine learning model. Next, we load the dataset. Instead of reading from file, I created a dictionary based on the example we discussed earlier. This helps keep things simple and easy to understand. After defining dictionary, we convert it into pandas data frame so that we can process and manipulate the data more efficiently. Since machine learning models cannot work efficiently with text or categorical values, we need to convert those text values into numerical form. For this, we use label encoding function. It assigns a unique number to each category in a column, allowing the model to understand and process the data. Once encoding is done, we prepare a dataset for training. We separate the input features X and target labels Y. The input features are the columns that help in making predictions, and the labels are the values we want the model to predict. Now, we move on building the model. We use the decision tree classifier from the scikit-learn library. By initializing the model, we set the criterion to entropy because that's what we studied. Other options like Genie or log-loss can also be used depending on the use case. We also set the random state parameter to 42 to ensure reproducibility, meaning the model will give same results every time we run it. The value can be anything like 0, 1, or even left empty, in which case default values will be used. After initializing the model, we train it using the fit functions, where we pass our input features and labels. This step is where the model actually learns patterns from the data. If we look at the console output after fitting, we can see the model details, including both default parameters and the one we explicitly set. This helps us understand how the model is configured. To make predictions easier, I created a helper function. This function takes a new input, converts into a data frame so that it matches the format of the training dataset, and then uses the trained model to predict the output. One important thing to note is that the predict function can only be used after the model has been trained using fit function. Now, to test our model, we create some sample input data. We pass these samples into a helper function which returns prediction based on what model has learned. And that's it. Step by step, we have built, trained, and tested our own decision tree classifier.